What's up, guys? Nate here. I wanted to just kind of do a sit and talk video with you guys today. There's a lot of stuff that I had running in the back of my mind over the last few months that I want to touch on, and it has to do with a lot of the print quality or quantity of Pokemon right now with all their modern sets, and how much opportunity we're actually seeing in the market with sealed booster boxes and booster packs. So there's been a lot of YouTubers who kind of touched on this over the last few weeks or maybe the last month. How Pokemon on a company scale, on a industry scale like Pokemon is, any change in production or let's say they're acquiring of new printer machines or new facilities to print, this takes an extremely long amount of time compared to a normal consumer's conception. So we've only been in this boom, this insane boom, since October. Granted, the Pokemon boom has been kind of happening since the beginning of the pandemic. And it seems like forever for us, It seems like this has been going on way too long. But from a company standpoint and where Pokemon sits, to really upgrade the scale of production, it takes time. And I know a lot of people have been saying around the 12 to 18 month range for Pokemon, and how just this new wave system we're seeing is just a new norm. And I do think that is the case. If you did not know, Pokemon is releasing sets in waves. We just saw last week that Battle Styles was confirmed to have 3 main waves. A lot of people who put in their initial orders through the distributors got really limited on the first wave. So I think it's Cardinal Gaming. He's such a great guy over there. If you haven't seen his channel, be sure to check him out. It's Mason over there, Cardinal Gaming. Can't shout him out enough. He was really open about his pre-orders in a recent video, or his orders rather. He ordered something like 300 boxes and got limited down to less than 30 boxes for his initial wave. Granted, the second wave, he said he was already confirmed to get about 3 times as the first wave, and maybe the rest of the order on the third wave. But that's just how we're seeing these releases now. A lot of people, if you have pre-ordered this guy right here, the Shining Fates Elite Trainer box, if you've pre-ordered that, you notice those are in waves too. So they're hitting a lot of pre-orders in waves and not even having the product available for purchase in store in a lot of cases, especially like GameStop or something, until like June or July. So I just think this is the norm. But what I really want to focus on is sets like Vivid Voltage. Now, a lot of people are really worried about sets like this hitting a reprint. I think they confirmed that Darkness Ablaze was getting another reprint like 2 months ago. And, this is just a normal cycle. And from a business standpoint, they're really printing to demand. And Pokemon, especially with the 25th anniversary, I think we have just hit the unprecedented perfect storm of events here in 2020 and 2021. I thought that, we've seen it all in October, but as I'm starting to see this play out, I really don't think October was a super big driving factor for all the craze. Collectibles as a whole in 2020, post March, after March, things started moving. This was happening before all that. Now, stuff like Logan Paul opening, we did see everything kind of skyrocket, and I'm not taking credit away there. That's definitely what sent us over the edge, but that's exactly what it was. It was over the edge, and we've already seen cards kind of pull back and kind of level out. But this current market that we're at now is much more than what it was in 2020, the early months. So I think this is almost here to stay. And a lot of people are wondering, where can I put my money? Where can I, invest? And a lot of people are looking at this like Shining Fates as a good spot, or Hidden Fates or something like that. But if it's something that you've learned, if you've only been in this hobby since October, you remember around the holiday season, we actually got a Hidden Fates reprint. So their reprinting is very strategic. And I do think a lot of these sets right now, like Vivid Voltage, they might be at a state where they need a reprint because just, everything was just dried up and that was the peak of it. Champions Path, they got that out there, but I feel like that was such a lackluster set that just the demand kind of went down. So that's why we saw, them be more available. But with stuff like Vivid Voltage, when Vivid Voltage came out, I was looking, and we do have that Pikachu. This is a great set. It was probably one of our better sets of 2020 because there wasn't really much else to talk about. And that was during the hype. That was the first full set we had after all the October hype, and people were just buying it up. And buying booster boxes right now might cost you like not $500, $200. I'm thinking of something else. I've been looking at Ultra Shiny GX boxes over in Japan. But yeah, buying a Vivid Voltage booster box right now might cost you $200. But a lot of things that people don't really look at is what's the risk of a reprint. So right now, Pokemon is only focusing on the next new thing. Shining Fates is huge. They're really trying to meet demand. Battle styles, they'll really try to meet demand, but I don't think it's going to be as popular as like Shining Fates. So maybe they'll have a window in there to maybe run back and reprint some stuff, but you got to look at like what's the highest risk scenario that you invest $200 in a Vivid Voltage booster box, however many you buy. What happens 12 months down the road when they do actually have more printer capacity to actually reprint that set? How much focus are they going to put on Vivid Voltage versus like Shining Fates or maybe even Hidden Fates again? That's kind of my thinking over the last 2 months. And from the get-go of Vivid Voltage, you just felt like it was just such a good set that it might need a reprint, it might see a reprint. Everything could do a reprint right now. But you got to keep in mind that 12 to 18 month window. Whenever they do get to that point where they have a lot more capacity or the hype's died down or whatever the solution is, how much are they going to be looking at sets like Vivid Voltage versus, Shining Fates? And the thing is that we don't even have all the sets released in 2020. We don't have the knowledge of like what's out there. Imagine the 25th anniversary set, which is set to come out in October. Imagine the hype right there. That is probably the earliest point in time where we might see like increased capacity. But at the same time, the demand for that set is going to be so huge that it might not even matter. So the focus for the next 12 to 18 months, I think, is just going to be on current new sets where the hype is at. Especially once we get into the Eevee set that comes out before 25th anniversary. We're just going to have 2 back-to-back killer sets right around the time when all this stuff is starting to improve. So I really think that sets like Vivid Voltage might get put on the back burner. So let's say 18 months down in the future when the 25th anniversary is over, all the hype has died down, everyone has got their fair share of 25th anniversary set. Then where's Pokemon going to look? They might look at Vivid Voltage. They might look at Darkness Ablaze again. They might look at Evolutions again. But at that point, 25th anniversary hype would have to just die out. And, they're still going to have rolling sets. We're still having sets in 2020. We're still just keeping the ball moving. So it's really hard to split up and allocate the printers to print certain things to demand, even if the demand is there in this situation. Hopefully this kind of is all starting to make sense. But, if you were Pokemon and everything was better, you had twice as many printers, let's say, and you're still having the problems. Well, we're not even meeting demand for current products right now. And just imagine that demand with a 25th anniversary set. That's just going to be crazy. So the demand factor is always going to be there, I feel. Come October, when the 25th anniversary set is out, we might even see more demand than we have right now for Shining Fates. And all those new printers are going to be focused on that first and foremost. So it's really looking good for sealed product right now. If you guys are looking to invest in sealed booster boxes, of course the old stuff is where my heart is, but I really think there's opportunity in stuff like Vivid Voltage and, maybe not so much these sets that are pretty much for sure getting reprints. They're going to print Shining Fates until demand drops down. Just like we've seen with Hidden Fates. They might do Hidden Fates again because that demand is still there. So sets that are kind of flying under the radar, like Vivid Voltage, those are the sets that might actually get neglected. And I think that's the best thing that can happen for them. You know, Vivid Voltage, I feel like people got their fix. You're not really seeing people excited for Vivid Voltage right now. They're not going to reprint that to demand because they got all these other products. You know, when they finally get caught up, where is the focus going to be? And where that focus is not is where I think there is great opportunity right now as far as sealed product goes. So just my 2 cents, guys. Do you guys like this style of video where I just sit here and talk? I like making this style video because I like talking knowledge in the Pokemon universe. But yeah, I've been around a while, and this is just what I've seen. They print to demand, and once you get past a certain point, you know, the farther off that set drifts away, the less focus there is to reprint that set, especially if the demand isn't there. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you think down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.